What if you could skip years of trial and error in Mobile Legends? I've been playing since the game launched in 2016. Back then, there were no tutorials, no professional meta, and honestly, we were all terrible. I spent thousands of battle points on heroes I never used and wasted years leveling up the wrong emblems. If I could go back and talk to my newbie self, I wouldn't tell myself to get good. I'd give myself a roadmap. Today, I'm breaking down the absolute shortest path to becoming a top-tier player in 2026. Whether you're brand new or stuck in epic rank, this is the blueprint I wish I had. Most new players think MLBB is a team deathmatch, but clearly it's not. It's a game of objective trading. The goal is simple: destroy the enemy base. But to get there, you have to navigate a series of mini-wins. There are two types of objectives in a match. One is enemy objectives. These are towers and kills. While kills give you gold, towers give you map control. And other one is neutral objectives. The turtle and the lord. If you take a turtle, you get a team-wide gold and XP boost. If you take the lord, he literally marches down a lane to help you end the game. The mistake most players make? They chase a kill across the map while their own tower is being destroyed. Here's a pro tip. A kill is worth about 200 gold, but depending on the target's kill-death ratio, it can become very high. A tower is worth gold for the entire team plus permanent map vision. Never trade a tower for a single kill, because it's not a game of kills, it's about destroying towers. Let's talk about the economy of being a new player. You start with nothing. You need heroes and you need emblems. Many players try to level up everything at once. This is a huge mistake. A level 60 emblem versus a level 20 emblem is like bringing a sword to a fist fight. The strategy here is, pick one role and stick to it until that emblem is maxed out. Before upgrading any specific emblem, you must decide a role, which you will play most of the time. In case of buying a hero, you need battle points, but you get a limited amount of battle points cap per week. To maximize this, go to your inventory and look for double BP cards. Most players let these rot in their inventory, but you should use them. Also, use victory BP cards with them. If you play 10 games with these active, you can reach the weekly cap in just 2 days. Now let's talk about your tools and follow a direction. In MLBB, you have 3 tools to use: heroes, item builds, and emblems. Go to training mode and trial any hero that looks cool. First, browse the hero list. If you enjoy their playstyle, that's your target. The problem? Most cool heroes aren't free, so you'll need battle points. Suppose when you were testing heroes you liked Yu Jong, but you don't own him yet. So how do you get him quickly? If you just follow the method I mentioned, you can easily buy Yu Jong. While you save battle points, play a similar free hero. Since Yu Jong is a fighter, play Balmond. This helps you learn the fighter playstyle while earning the BP you need. Once you buy Yu Jong, spam him, study his skills, follow top-tier gameplay of him, and master his mechanics. In the beginning, don't worry about complex item builds. The in-game recommended or pro setup builds are usable. Don't waste magic dust or tickets by leveling up every emblem. Focus on the one that matches your hero the most. Since you're mastering a fighter like Yu Jong, dump everything into the fighter emblem. A high-level emblem gives you a massive advantage in the early game. There are 5 roles in Mobile Legends: roamer, mid laner, EXP laner, jungler, and gold laner. I will give you a brief on each role later in this video, but for now, let's stick to the path. Role-wise, fighters are the most flexible heroes in the meta, but I suggest you start as an EXP laner, because almost any fighter can thrive there. Once you hit epic rank, you'll enter the draft pick phase where you need to select 2 roles. Since you've mastered the EXP lane, choose roamer as your secondary. Playing a tanky fighter as a roamer will teach you the limits of your hero's durability and how to peel for your team. There is a popular term in MLBB that you should know, which is meta, stands for most effective tactics available. Depending on the patch, some heroes perform better than others. Stay updated by watching MPL picks or following this channel as I cover meta shifts regularly. If you chose a marksman or assassin instead of a fighter, apply the same rules. Focus on a specific emblem first, then go for other emblem depending on your secondary role. Remember, there is a difference between a hero role and laning role. Take Bane, for example. His hero role given by the game are fighter and mage, but he can be played as jungler, experienced laner, or even a gold laner depending on the meta. Let's talk about those in-game roles. The jungler is the main objective decider for the team. Unlike other roles, you don't stay in a lane because you are the only one who is holding Retribution spell. So, you stay in the jungle, Farm creeps to gain experience points and golds. Your goal is to stay ahead in levels as much as possible by clearing creeps. On top of that, you have to rotate to lanes to ambush enemies. If you succeed, then you will have better chances in securing neutral objectives like Turtle or Lord. But if the jungler fails, then the whole team will lose momentum. Lancelot, Yi Sun Shin are some of the top-tier jungle hero right now. The mid laner is the heart of the map. This role is almost always played by mages. Your primary job is to clear the center minion wave as fast as possible. Because you are in the middle of the map, you have the easiest access to both the top and bottom lanes. Once your wave is cleared, you must rotate to help your teammates. In team fights, mid laner mostly provides the magic damage and crowd control. They are the one who helps you win early game skirmishes and keep the enemy from invading your territory. Poking the enemy frontliner, zoning enemy squishy heroes with sheer range, following up with burst after setup. These are the main job of a mid laner. And in this meta, Zhuxin, Yve, and Farsa are some of the top-tier mages who can cover those things better than others. Think of the roamer as the team's bodyguard and map controller, not a damage dealer. A roamer's first responsibility is the early game. While other roles focus on farming, you help decide how the match starts. You usually move with the jungler or mid laner, helping them invade, secure buffs, or gank lanes. Even just showing yourself on the map can pressure enemies and stop them from playing aggressively. When you walk into bushes first, you are gathering information. If enemies are hiding there, you take the hit instead of your marksman or mage. This is why roamers often die early, not because they are bad, but because they are protecting more valuable heroes. During fights, your role depends on your hero and the situation. Some roamers are initiators. They start fights by catching an enemy with crowd control so your team can follow up. Others are better at peeling, which means staying near your carries and stopping assassins or fighters from reaching them. Many beginners make the mistake of always charging forward. Sometimes the correct play is to stand beside your marksman and save your skills for defense. That's why positioning is another key concept. As a roamer, you are usually in front of your team, but not too far ahead. You want to be close enough to react, but not so deep that you die before your team can help. Your body itself is a tool, blocking skill shots, zoning enemies away from objectives, and forcing enemies to waste skills on you. Roamers also play a big role in objective control. When your team goes for Turtle or Lord, you help secure vision around the area, check bushes, and disrupt the enemy jungler. Even if you don't deal damage, a single stun or knockup can decide whether your team wins or loses the objective. Gatotkacha and Hylos are some of the most dominant roamers right now. The EXP laner is usually play alone in a side lane and gain experience faster than other roles, allowing you to reach key levels earlier. Unlike gold-dependent heroes, your strength comes from levels, durability, and timing rather than farming endlessly. Your job is to survive the lane, manage waves, and prevent the enemy from gaining free pressure. In the early game, you focus on holding your lane safely. You trade when it's favorable, clear minions efficiently, and avoid dying to jungle ganks. Winning the EXP lane doesn't always mean getting kills. Sometimes it simply means staying alive and keeping your turret intact. By maintaining lane stability, you reduce pressure on the rest of your team. As the game progresses, your role expands beyond your lane. Once you unlock your ultimate, you start rotating to skirmishes, especially around turtle fights and mid-lane engagements. A well-timed rotation from an EXP laner can change the outcome of a fight before it even begins. When you push your lane, you force enemies to respond, creating space elsewhere on the map. In team fights, the EXP laner either acts as a frontline disruptor or a flanking threat. You soak damage, zone enemies, and break enemy formations, or you enter fights from the side to pressure enemy carries. Your goal is not always to secure kills, but to create chaos and space so your teammates can deal damage safely. A strong EXP laner understands positioning and restraint. You play aggressively when your team can follow up and patiently when they cannot. Overchasing often leads to unnecessary deaths, so be careful. Yuzhong and Cece are some of the top-tier picks on this role now. The gold laner is the team's primary damage investment. You play in the gold lane to gain extra gold faster than other roles, allowing you to scale into the main damage dealer of the team. Unlike EXP laners who rely on levels, your strength comes from items, positioning, and consistent damage output. Because of this, your survival is extremely important. In the early game, your focus is on safe farming and lane control. You clear minion waves, secure gold, and avoid unnecessary fights unless you have clear support. Winning gold lane doesn't mean constant aggression. It means building an economic advantage while minimizing risk. As the game transitions into mid-game, your damage starts to matter in fights. You position carefully behind your front line and deal damage whenever enemies overextend or get crowd-controlled. You don't initiate fights, and you don't chase deep into fog of war. Instead, you punish mistakes and melt objectives like turrets, turtle, and lord when your team creates space for you. In team fights, your positioning decides whether fights are won or lost. You stay protected, move constantly, and focus on hitting the closest safe targets. A gold laner that survives deals far more damage than one that overcommits and dies early. A good gold laner understands that their role is not to lead fights but to end them. You rely on your roamer and EXP laner to create space, and in return, you convert that space into damage and objectives. When you are alive and well-positioned, your team always has a win condition. Claude and Carry are some of the top-tier gold laner right now. In short, choose a hero you love, master their mechanics, master their specific role, and max out their emblem. Once you've done that, start picking up other meta heroes within that same role to maximize your potential. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments. If you found this helpful, check out this video next.